What is good, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Jenkins. Today is July the 12th, 2025, and the prices on Ethereum, Pulsechain, Hex, etc. have all hit the targets that we sort of analyzed last time on my live stream here on YouTube. So I'm going to go over what happened in the charts, and now that we hit those areas, what to expect, and just pull up new areas to pay attention to. And then also, I have new ways of getting a hold of me. So I am doing content daily at this point. Like, got my whole plan to have this full-fledged return to just content creation, specifically focused on technical analysis, going over the charts, doing what I've always been doing, minus the social media participation on Twitter. So I will go over what I see in the charts and kind of just give a brief overview of what I'm looking at. But I do have places to access me, my charts, private live streams and stuff that are separate from YouTube. And I will show you guys that here in a few minutes. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to dive right into it. Keep it short and sweet. First things first, I'm going to talk about Ethereum, of course, because Ethereum is the biggest reason why Pulsechain is doing what it's doing. And we had some very important developments in the past, few days, especially after that last stream that I was on. So as you can see, so we have this, I kept this box on here, right? So I had this old box of this consolidation, a lot of price action, and then this big wide range where we had this bear trap, got over that 200-day moving average, like we talked about in every stream I've had since I've come back on YouTube. The big thing we were looking at was trying to break out of this range, right? And obviously price has done that. If you watch my last stream, if you haven't watched my last stream, you have to go watch it just to stay up to date. I only post live streams on YouTube. So if you click my YouTube page and you go to videos, it's going to say nothing, but you obviously have to go to streams or live streams and you'll see where all my videos are at there. But anyways, long story short, we forecasted what potential areas we might see the price actually reach if it does break out of this range. And that's where we had this long, skinny black line for a bunch of reasons, right? You move back, you got this big bull flag that we had here. That initial bull flag bottomed out around that 3,000 Ethereum price range before it pumped hard, came down, flirted with the area, and then look at that spike there. Look at this bounce right here before price ripped through it, and then you have this long wick to start this area of resistance, but to also point out a massive area of where price probably wants to return if and when it decided to move back forward. And of course, that was all the way back in February of this year. Price has been down since, came up, consolidated. We discussed all of this. But anyways, looking back at that prior data, that's an obvious area where you would expect price to at least go once we broke out of this range. And sure enough, that's exactly where prices hit. And that's where prices slow down. So not a shocker whatsoever. Something that's 100% expected. The cool thing about this, in this orange box isn't a specific line to go off of, but just to get a general idea, we were talking on the last stream. I think I got on the stream right when price was at the tip of this range and price was bouncing off of it. So that's why I streamed. I was like, hey, we're at the top of the range as opposed to the bottom. We want to see price get through. So price end up fighting this, let's go to like the 1 hour chart, see if it gives us some more data to look at yet. So if you go to the 1 hour, so you see how price fought hard and rejected it multiple times before it finally just sort of flipped it into a very minor support line before taking off. Well, that's the exact range I'm looking at now going forward. So I'm not saying price has to get back down here, but on a micro scale, I mean, you're just look at this big candle up here. I mean, if you're looking at a pullback, and again, when I talk about these impulsive moves and market waves and proper structure, you're looking at these ranges to be tested over and over just to create that smooth flow in the market, because we don't like, or the market doesn't like to have these big impulsive candles with these imbalances without filling them. So the fact that price hit around the 3,000 range and is pulling back a little bit, totally normal. But with that being said, what do we want to see to maintain, bullish structure, right? So, of course, we all like price going up without any resistance, but in the reality that we live in, that's probably not the case. In a perfect world for me, if I'm just looking at structure, all of this resistance that we once had at the top of this range here, or even if I extend this box over, like there's a wide range, right? So let me just break this down to about, let's change this box. Now that now that we sort of broke out of this range, let's change this box over here. So we'll kind of focus on this box here for now. And let's extend it. So when we look at our next streams, we'll revisit this. But if we're looking at pure structure, all of that prior resistance, look at this, boom, 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 this area here, all that resistance that price could not break through for about 2 months, we would like to see that pullback come all the way down and then confirm this prior resistance as a new support line. That's just basic TA 101. So that's the next thing I'm looking at for Ethereum. So the fact that price is slowing down right now and sort of resetting itself, it's totally normal. It's something that was actually expected. And yeah, that's really all I'm keeping my eye out on now. So the pullbacks are the not so fun parts of the market. When the prices are going up, of course. If price is going down, the pullbacks are fun because it's like, oh, price went down 30%. Okay, now we're back down only 10%. So it's fun, going down when you want price to go up. But when price is going up and you're just looking at pullbacks, it's not so exciting, but it's just something that's super necessary. This is never financial advice in this channel. I'm no financial advisor. I am just analyzing the charts and just speaking what I see. But in theory, if someone is trading or looking to buy or sell assets, if you're a person that has bullish sentiment that wants to get into the coin, like me, for example, if I wanted to buy Ethereum, I think the good opportunity would be waiting for the price to come down to these ranges to test some of that support. Test the prior resistance and then confirm the support first. So yeah, anytime you get that old resistance flip to support, that's one of the strongest signals that price wants to set its next level up to create the next wave, right? Like we always talk about in the streams, you get those waves, right? Like wave one, wave two would be, so wave one's the impulse, wave two would be the correction. And then you would want, in theory, wave three to move up to this next range of resistance, which I won't go too deep and look too far into the future. But what I'll pay attention to now is let's go ahead, let's come down, let's set some of this support. And once we get that sort of floor solidified, that's where we'll look forward and see, okay, where does price want to go to next? So in the meantime, that's all we're looking at. Okay. Now with that being said, let's go look at Pulsechain on this side of the world. So on the Pulsechain side of the world, same thing, right? We had this sideways trading range, and I drew this out on my last stream that we wanted to see price break above this range, come back, test that prior resistance as a support line. And obviously that's exactly what happened. Once you got that support confirmed and resistance flipped, sets a new floor to send price off to, wherever it wants to go next. And I had the range looking at that, the 3-0 range where we're at now. This yellow line was just one skinny little line. But if you listen to my streams, we were talking about the 3-0 range. That's right where we're at here. So yeah, the fact that price is right there, the price is there right now simultaneously while Ethereum's trading around 3K and they're both pulling back. Totally normal, totally expected, and it's a good sign of a healthy price chart. So now looking at this, first thing that jumps out at me, look at this. You got this wick here, double wick. Look at this wick. Look at this wick. Look at the price that slowed down all right here, right? So wick, wick, wick. Look at the slowed movement, and look at this volatile candle right here. Like this thing was a straight vertical. It's a green candle on a normal chart. Of course, mine are black and white, but you have a lot of these wicks confirming support, support, support. Support starts to get tapped too many times. That's where the support eventually gets broken. But that one last chance kind of gave people like a bull trap showing like, oh, this thing's going to rip. And it looked like it did rip for a while. And then price broke under. And as you see, when price broke under this old support, we get this back test confirm like, oh, nope, resistance now. This old support got flipped into resistance and price was down, since then. So I bring all that up because you extend this line. That's the first area, the first obvious area you're looking at. And then sure enough, I mean, look at this. You're getting this this bounce off of that line. So that's a good sign. Now, the only thing is the Ethereum chart is showing a little bit more downside, more room to the downside before you really test all that structure, while Pulsechain is showing like, hey, I'm already testing the actual structure. So both those charts are conflicting, and that's where it could get a little confusing, and you can't, it's not 100% of the time going to go completely correlated, although they are going to move similarly. But the fact that you are seeing, Pulse break through this area, retest it with that white candle, shoot up, and now we're getting this correction, it is a good sign that you're seeing that old support line be confirmed as of right now as a support line. So it is promising, but in the event of Ethereum, wanting to move a little bit lower, the next area you're looking at, look at this wick right here with this pullback that tests that as a floor or as a ceiling, right? You got this wick. Price breaks through, confirms a resistance line there. You extend that over. Look at this double wick right here. Extend it over, right? Price breaks through it. It kind of slowed down here. We had a little bit more of a volatile dip before price really broke through. And if you look at this area, the 2.7 range on Pulse, it hasn't necessarily gotten confirmed as a resistance, as a support line just yet. So if we're looking at Ethereum to push a little bit lower to confirm some support, this could be an area I'm looking at on the Pulsechain side of things to confirm its support line in unison. Now, you could always draw the start of a new trend line going up, right? You see all these lows here, even like right around this range. So you can get something like this roughly. It's not going to be exact. I'm not going to sit here and paint the chart all day, but see where I'm moving this line at. Something in this general range, you can start drawing a trend line. So it would be nice to see if Pulsechain and Ethereum work together, kind of move down a little bit, right? Now, if we're in a full-blown bull market, which Bitcoin has been showing us it has been, although Ethereum and all the other layer twos, well, except for Solana, aren't necessarily showing bull market. But I say if we're in a bull market, you can't really hope for retests on structure. When price is moving up, it's not going to spend too much time wanting to come down. So the reason why I'm looking for the price, I'm showing so many areas of price pulling back, is because I don't think we've actually confirmed a bull market on this side of the cryptocurrency market. So, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Like if prices are moving and Bitcoin keeps ripping and Ethereum wants to keep ripping, well, then you can't really hold off and get too greedy waiting for your areas of entry, right? But in theory, just looking at the technicals, that's what I'm looking at. So a little bit of a price pullback, completely in unison with Ethereum's price pullback. That'd be something nice to see. Although we are confirming a minor support line right here at this 2.9-ish range. So kind of just wait and see there. So yeah. And then I'll go over Hex briefly real quick. Give me 1 second. Briefly go over Hex here, because the reason why I keep pointing out Hex is we had that big wallet that was, holding like 660 million Hex. It took 300 million, transferred it to a selling wallet, started selling. And when we were on the stream last, I think, price. Yeah, this is where we're at last time I was streaming. So when I got on stream, it was after we had this big selling candle. That's when the wallet had a 300 million Hex transfer. Although it didn't sell, a bunch of other people sold. The impressive thing there was Hex actually started forming its support line, right? So the same thing we had with Ethereum and Pulsechain. You had the sideways channel trading, couldn't really break the range, just total consolidation. Price broke out of it, retested it, got a support line, moved up, right? Well, we had a bunch of panic selling in what you would think would rip right through all of that structure. Hasn't necessarily broken that structure just yet. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to go live and talk about this, because we're in the midst of potentially breaking the structure, although it hasn't happened yet. But the fact is, we had this when I was on stream, we talked about this big impulsive candle. And I mentioned that anytime you have that impulsive candle, you're always going to see a 50% fill, which is halfway through. That's why we have this yellow line. And then sure enough, there you go. You have Hex filling at 50%, coming back down, getting another tap right here to try and confirm the structure. A nice impulsive move off of it. But then price is slowly kind of, you could say dead cat bouncing off of that. price temporarily showed that it was ripping through, just broke under the half penny range. It has been holding up for about, a day now. But in this exact moment, we are seeing the chart just sit right in this range. So the one thing I'm paying attention to on Hex, or two things, is the big selling wallet, because even if that guy is not selling, which he has been, there's people that are panic selling because of it. But then the second thing is that wallet selling, which it has been. And I'm breaking that down, tracking that wallet, so you guys can see that if you follow, and I'll show you where to follow my posts at if you want access to all that. It's not something that I'm just putting public on Twitter for everybody and anybody, because I really don't care to, put my energy into that and deal with a bunch of random people. But for the people who are dedicated to taking this, I don't want to say community, but this ecosystem very seriously and taking their craft seriously, I am dedicating my work and time and energy into those people who are willing to invest into me. Just minus the people that, the negativity and the toxicity on Twitter and all the trolls and stuff. Although I was, having fun in my trolling days on Twitter, but that got old fast. But I will show you guys where I am following these wallets to keep you guys consistently posted and updated. But anyways, with that, so that wallet that had 300 million hex, last time I checked, it was down to about 116 million hex. So that wallet already cleared out about 200 million of that hex. So the impressive thing here is the fact that Hex is still holding the support while one of the biggest wallets has been selling. So it sold about $500,000 worth of the coin, which is really impressive. So yeah, the only thing to pay attention to on the Hex side of things while this wallet is still active is just seeing, okay, is this support line going to hold? If so, great. And if not, we got the next ranges look down, which I'll be doing a private stream probably tomorrow or Monday, looking at those areas. And also too, I'll be looking at a bunch of different coins and altcoins on Pulsechain. I know there's a lot of people that love things like Incentive Token, PulseX, Helgo, which is my personal favorite meme coin. PDI, PTGC. There's a big community there. So like I know people like these tokens. These are tokens that I am actively analyzing on a daily basis. I just don't make them public, and I never will make them public. But now I have created a community where you could come and get analysis done and see what I'm looking at on these charts and have access to me directly, right? Like right now I'm just streaming without checking comments or anything. But I do have a community that I'm creating on the side to have access, to me to look at all of these alt tokens. But at least for this public YouTube stream, just want to look at, show the ideas on Ethereum, show what I'm looking at on Pulse. Those are the main things to pay attention to, and then quickly talk about Hex because Hex has the most news going on. Although PTGC right now, it's up 2x from its lows right now, and there's a lot of hype behind it. And I will be breaking this chart down actually here later tonight, just not here on YouTube. So if you do know people or yourself wants access to it, I'll show you where to find it. So I'm not on Twitter, but look at this. I have a Twitter page I just made. It's just Jenkins Updates. I am just posting all of my posts that I make after the stream. So YouTube, once a week, I will be doing live streams here. I know I've done 3 in the past few days, but now I'm taking these streams and making them more private. But I am doing YouTube streams once a week, probably on the weekends, and everyone will have access to it. I will be creating posts from that point on, showing like screenshots of the chart, drawing up the chart, sharing my ideas as if I was on Twitter. So I'm not actually on Twitter to engage with people. I'm just on Twitter sharing my posts that I have in a private Patreon page, where that's where my community is being created at. So as you can see, you just have this. I have tracking the Cell wallet. I just have a few posts on here. They're all private, of course. So you have all that. But so that's really where to find me. And the link for this Twitter page is in the bio. It's just at Jenkins Charts. Again, I might interact a little bit here and there, but probably not too much. I'm really just there to make my posts that I have. And then on this Patreon page, I'm still building it. I just got it built last night. But on this page, kind of introduction, what you're getting here, and then all my posts from the prior stream. As you can see, I was talking about the support line we just mentioned now, the Pulsechain target, the Ethereum target that we achieved last night, which I just talked about. I'm going to make different, I'm still learning this thing, but I'm going to make different collections with Hex, Ethereum, Pulse. I'll be making collections for all of the tokens, right? Incentive, PulseX, PDI, PTGC, like any meme token, anything Pulsechain related, and even Bitcoin. Like I'm going to go through all of these. I just made the page, but I am actively working on it right here, right now. So for the people that want to pay attention and stay involved with what I'm doing, I am here dedicated, working full time on this and pretty much dedicating my life to this craft, right? But it's just not going to go publicly for free to everybody just because I've been there, done that one time, built a really big platform, enjoyed it, but I'm just taking a different path and I'm taking it more serious this time. And I'm just phasing out all of the nonsense that comes along with, typical crypto Twitters. But on this Twitter page, I will probably be able to see direct messages, at least for now. And then in my Patreon page, I'm going to set it up to where you could message me, the people that are actual members of it. So I will be continuously building a community and then eventually making like a private chat where I'm sharing ideas with people that are like-minded, but people that have to approve to be in there. It's not going to be a chat for random shills and stuff. But yeah, just wanted to share all that. A lot of good things happening, a lot of big things happening, exciting things. And yeah, so if you're not on my private community, my private pages, you will still see me on YouTube once a week, at least once a week, sometimes more if I'm feeling generous. But yeah, just wanted to share exciting news that I will be, pretty much on here all day, every day, constantly updating things and back to my old ways where I first came around doing TA daily and dedicated myself to the community. I'm here to do that again, but just in a different manner, in a way that protects my time, peace, and energy. And really because I'm taking it very, very seriously and I want to add a sense of professionalism to the community. And I just don't think participating in the X community or Twitter community is really going to allow me to distinguish myself because, there's a lot of good, bad, and ugly, on crypto communities. So on crypto communities and Twitter. So yeah, those are my brief ideas. Check the links in the bio to get access to all my stuff, and I'm continuously building them. So I will be posting other charts in the Patreon here tonight within the next couple hours, and then daily, at least 10 to 20 posts per day, showing charts, showing ideas, tracking wallets, all that good stuff, just to try to give you the deepest dive of all analysis possible. And so if you guys have any questions, hit me up potentially on Twitter or just hit me up on Patreon, and we'll go from there. See you guys later.